One lesson we learned from episode 6 of Midnight Texas is don't call Fiji middle-aged. That and other interesting things coming up on this episode of Dolly Debauchery's Super Creepy Horror Show. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Dolly Debauchery's Super Creepy Hero Show. That's a different show. Horror Show here from the Dollhouse. As always, I am your host, DebsyDoll83. And tonight we will be talking about episode 6 of Midnight Texas, or I always say we because I do the show with Danny too, so it's either me and there's a mouse in my pocket, or it's just me. So anyways, I will be talking about episode 6 of Midnight Texas. So, as always, I have my handy dandy notes here on my phone, which is why my face, I get that nice alien glow looking like Mr. Burns in that episode where he was having his pupils dilated. Ooh, peace and love. Something new you might also notice, I decided to show y'all that I do in fact have a skin tone other than grayscale. I am horribly pale, so it really doesn't make that big of a difference, but I thought I would go with something a little different. It's still super grainy. I'm going to work on that, but obviously I'm filming from my webcam on my computer, so there's really not much I can do with it right now, but hey, it's what it is. I'll start a Patreon so you guys can help me fund some better equipment and maybe a green screen. I don't know. Right now, I just have fun talking about my shows and my movies and weird whatnot with you guys. So I suppose there are better rating shows out there with way more viewers that have far worse quality video. So it is what it is. So, on to episode 6 of season 1, hopefully just the first season, hopefully of many seasons of Midnight Texas. Okay, so, starting with, I'm going to try and put this over here and have this kind of ambient, this light, it just looks like I have a UFO flying around in front of my face. Okay, so, on tonight's episode, it would have been Monday nights. On Monday night's episode of Midnight Texas, it's Friday. And so I'm actually doing a review of an episode in the same week the episode aired. Oh my god. Anyways, it looks like the devil is certainly headed to Texas. It's becoming far and more obvious each episode that there is definitely something going on. And of course we know, if you've been watching from the first episode, at the end of the episode to the beginning of the second episode, Fiji helped Manfred exorcise some really unfriendly, really nasty demons from his little rental. Well, those demons are back with vengeance, and so things are getting a little hairy in Midnight. I say things are getting a little hairy in Midnight because the hairiest of the Midnighters, the Reverend, the hairiest during the full moon, of course, he is the only one that knows Joe's secret, which is that Joe is a fallen angel. He also knows that the apocalypse is on its way to Midnight, and that the veil between hell and Midnight is thinning very quickly. And he implores to Joe, we got to tell the Midnighters when Fiji, who is the gentlest soul in Midnight, my favorite character, I love Fiji, she comes to the Reverend because she's not sleeping, because she is being attacked by that same demon on a nightly basis. And so, she's not sleeping. She thinks she's losing her light. She's not losing her light. She's just having to fight to keep it from powers that are incredibly malevolent and do not have anyone's best interest in mind. So there's that. Other interesting tidbits. Joe has actually sent Chewie away because he is concerned about Chewie's safety. Now, in the book series, Joe and Chewie are both fallen angels. I'm not sure if Chewie is just Joe's partner or if he is also a fallen angel in the series. They haven't really revealed that about Chewie. But in the book series, they're both angels. So, I don't know, it kind of alludes in the episode to the fact that Chewie is just human and is just a Midnighter and is not an angel, but I'm not sure. I imagine we will find out more in future episodes. Another thing that is alluded to in this episode, now, of course, the underlying theme of the season has been the veil that's thinning between Midnight and Hell. So we've seen, bits and pieces of that kind of alluded to throughout the season. But Another thing that the Midnighters mentioned in episode 6 was the fact that it seemed that an alarming rate of supernatural beings seemed to be coming to Midnight at a much more progressive rate. The succubus, the vampires, so on and so forth. This is something that has really created a lot of tension in Midnight. But another thing that you notice in addition to that is the supernatural creatures that already live there seem to, their abilities, powers, vices, all seem to be kind of increasing in intensity. Lem, his bloodlust, he's just hungry all the time. And Fiji, with the influx of demons coming towards her. Manfred has ghosts coming at him from literally every angle. All of them are starting to really feel the pinch. They don't understand why. They can't figure out why this is going on. Obviously, the Reverend and Joe know, but Joe is concerned about telling everyone because, of course, he doesn't want to out himself as a fallen angel, but he also doesn't want to bring any more attention or fear to Midnight. Then there's the issue with not wanting to bring any more attention to Midnight. Well, in this episode, the body count of young women who are disappearing and dying, and random animals who are dying along the highway into Midnight, seems to take a very sudden increase. A group of teenagers come and vandalize Midnight, and the girl that's in the group, she's actually not vandalizing Midnight, she was just hanging out with everybody, she disappears. So, about all those dead bodies, obviously, Aubrey, who was Bobo's fiance, who turned out to be married to the white supremacist devil worshipper biker, who is now dead, who also did not kill Aubrey, in addition to the body of Tiffany, who was the gracious blood bank for the group of vampires who came out to visit in episode 3. Her body is also found, leading the Midnighters to realize that, hey, we have a real problem. The Reverend's been finding dead animal carcasses all over the place. Now, not that he's complaining too much, because it just gives him something to put in his basement and eat, so that he doesn't eat people on the full moon. Remember, we're tiger. So, this really puts everybody on the spot. And this is where I come to the point in the episode where I remind y'all that I made a prediction in last week's episode, after last week's episode, of who the serial killer that would be revealed in episode 6 was. Let's just say that I was very close. It's the same family. I'm not going to reveal who it is in this portion of the episode. I'm going to go and put a little spoiler thing up before I reveal who it is, in case you don't want to have it spoiled for you, which I completely understand, because I've had everybody spoiling Season 7 of Game of Thrones for me right now, because I haven't had a chance to get caught up with it, because I've been super duper busy, and plus I told my husband, who just got home from deployment, that I wouldn't watch it without him. So, shh, stop spoiling my show. So, I will take a short moment before I reveal who it is that killed Aubrey and Tiffany and kidnapped the girl in this episode. I'm not going to tell you now. I will just tell you I was close, but it's not Krieg's dad. So, in relation to the serial killer who was revealed in this episode, Manfred and Bobo end up going on a rescue/revenge mission. Rescue for Manfred because he's got to go save Krieg from someone, and revenge for Bobo because it is the individual that indeed did kill Aubrey. And they have definitive proof of this because the young girl who was kidnapped, who also just happens to be the daughter of a judge in Davie, which is the town over, she's fine, she's alive, and she identifies her kidnapper in a photo. Said kidnapper, of course, obviously killed Aubrey. So, Bobo and Manfred go off to save her. Well, herein lies the problem with all of that. She's in a vehicle going very fast, away from Midnight. They can drive really fast, but there's one member of the Midnighters Society. I can't say the Midnight Society because, but, you know, Are You Afraid of the Dark is Anyways, I'll fangirl on that later. I was actually one of the Are You Afraid of the Dark fandom kids who remembers it from the first episode. Hello, back from my tangent. There is one member of the Midnight group who can, in fact, fly. It is now time for Joe to reveal what he is to his friends in Midnight. And so he removes his shirt, opens those big old beautiful wings, and takes off flying to go rescue Creek. But because he has to use his light to stop the truck, he essentially just put a beacon on himself and on the entire town of Midnight. He made a sacrifice, basically, in order to save Creek, but in doing so, this fallen angel has now been, basically, just yelled, "Hey guys, I'm over here!" So, angels are going to be coming out of the woodwork to come get him and take him for his retribution, or what have you. That is why, then, the Reverend finally comes into, the table they sit at the diner at. The Reverend comes in and says, "Okay, listen, guys, I know I'm going to piss off one of y'all here, but I've just got to tell you guys, the veil between hell and midnight is thinning, Fiji. That is why you are seeing the demons. Manfred, that is why all these spirits are coming after you. Len, that is why your hunger is so intensified. I had to tell you guys." And of course, Joe is like, "You know what, hey, I'm glad you told them. I'm not mad at you. They were going to have to find out, because we're going to have to battle whatever the hell that this is that is coming after us." Hell being the key word. We're going to have to battle it together. Everyone deserves to know what's going on. Recap. Crazy shit's about to happen. Joe reveals he's an angel. The Reverend lets them know the demons are coming, which they pretty much already knew, but now they really know. They know they're not going crazy. Fiji knows that she's not losing her light. The bad things are trying to take it away from her. We find out who killed Aubrey and who the serial killer psycho is. And we prepare for Battle Royale, which is going to be occurring here coming up in the last 2 episodes of the season. Now is the portion of the show where I will reveal to you who this serial killer is. If you do not want to know, then I advise you to go ahead and not watch the rest of the episode. So I will go ahead and ask you to please, if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. Hit the little like button there, hit the little notification bell so you know when I have new episodes up, and please share my channel with your friends, especially those obviously who are into the horror and supernatural genre. I do have a couple of episodes to celebrate the upcoming release of It, coming out in the next week, since the film comes out on the 8th, which is exactly 1 week from tomorrow, I think. Yes. So, because today is September 1st. I'm speaking to you from the past. So, nothing much has happened since now. So, I mean, unless in the next 24 hours, like a meteor hits Earth, everything's pretty much still the same. That would have been from the future. So, spoiler alert, it's about to come up. If you don't want to know who the serial killer is, go ahead and stop watching now, and I will be chit-chatting with you guys about clowns and Stephen King, whatnot, here in the next few episodes. So thank you guys for watching. Alright, everyone. So, like I said, I was in the right family, but the wrong person. Obviously, if I said I was the right family, and we know it wasn't Creek, and we know it wasn't Creek's dad, it was none other than Creek's sadistic, psycho, serial-killing, unassuming little brother, Connor. Yeah, that kid was all kinds of and he's dead now, so we don't have to worry about him killing anybody else. Connor was the little psycho who was, he started out killing animals, and that was why Creek's father, after their mom passed away, moved him to Midnight, because he figured, this is a quiet town, nobody comes around here, the cops tried to avoid it because everybody here tries to keep it nice and copacetic so the cops will stay out. I'll just bring my family to this little bitty, one-horse town and let my sadistic son occasionally kill a hitchhiker. That is my recap of episode 6 of Midnight Texas. Midnight Texas comes on NBC Monday nights, 10/9 Central. It is an awesome show. The season is coming to an end. If you haven't started watching already, you need to get on that. You guys, as always, thank you for watching, because if it weren't for you guys watching, I would just be talking to my computer. Y'all have a good night.